This is the weather forecast video for Friday, May 4th, 2012. Taking a look at the satellite image from last evening, it was fairly active across the area, the Great Lakes and the upper Midwest, and with some showers, thunderstorms, some of them severe and some of them even quite severe, especially in southeast Iowa. The watch warning map from around midnight last night had some severe thunderstorm and tornado watches. The tornado watch has since at this point expired and been replaced in northern Missouri and far southeast Iowa by another severe thunderstorm watch till 5 a.m. QPF chart still shows a lot of rain. This is through Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Rainfall amounts of at least 1 to 3 inches possible across the state, and there could be some significant flooding and flash flooding over the couple days. Now time for the severe weather risk. Here's a slight risk of severe weather for today and tonight for pretty much the entire state and adjacent states to the west and east, and also in Oklahoma, Texas, and in the northeast. The tornado outlook shows the better chances of tornadoes would be north of Highway 30 and west of Interstate 35, or mainly north and west of Ames. Here's the damaging wind outlook, pretty general across the slight risk area of 15%, so no real other area has a better chance of damaging wind. Here's the large hail outlook, and the better chances, again, are where the tornado chances are, the better chances, north of Highway 30 and west of I-35, or north and west of Ames. Here's the severe weather threat for Saturday and Saturday night, a slight risk of severe weather for all but the far eastern counties of Iowa, southwestern Minnesota, southeast South Dakota, eastern Nebraska, and far northern Missouri. And here's the probability. Better chances look to be west of Interstate 35, with some significant severe weather possible even further west than that over the Les Hills and into Nebraska and adjacent southeastern South Dakota. Let's take a look at some parameters. This is the STP, Significant Tornado Parameter. This is at 7 p.m. this evening. You can see some elevated values across around the Kansas City area and in northern Iowa into South Dakota. And here's the STP values at 10 p.m. Saturday night. Very high values across western Iowa, eastern Nebraska, across northern Iowa into southeast South Dakota. So we'll have to look at that. Here's the supercell potential. This is at 7 p.m. tonight, Friday night. Elevated values, especially over Minnesota, South Dakota, and across Missouri, with nominal values around the state. But on Saturday night at 10 p.m., we have some elevated values, especially from the Quad Cities, Dubuque, Cedar Rapids to Waterloo, and then back to about Omaha, and then farther into Nebraska. Here's the Craven-Brooks Index. This is at 7 p.m. this evening. Well, very high values from Iowa and Nebraska southward, although points from about Kansas southward will be highly capped in that area. And this is Craven-Brooks at 10 p.m. on Saturday night. Maxed out levels around Omaha to Sioux City, back to about Columbus and Norfolk, Nebraska, so we could see some significant severe weather Saturday. Here's surface-based CAPE. This is on the NAM at 7 p.m. this evening. Could see some CAPE values well over 3,000 joules, especially in the western counties, 1,500 up into the eastern counties. This is still on the NAM. This is at 7 p.m. Saturday night. CAPE values over the state will be easily over 2,500 joules to upwards of 4,500 joules over the far south and southwest. This is the capping layer, the convective inhibition. This is at 7 p.m. this evening, and that shows a bit of a cap over the northeastern counties. There could be some other areas of cap other than this. And this is at 7 p.m. on Saturday night. Cap will be mainly across Minnesota and into South Dakota, but it's all dependent on where storms fire tonight for what happens on Saturday. This is CAPE values on the GFS. A little bit higher here tonight, with values upwards of 4,000 joules over the southern counties in the state, to almost nothing in the far northeast counties. This is 7 p.m. on Saturday night with the Cape values. Cape values of over 4,500 joules in the far southwest to nothing over the tri-state region around Dubuque upwards to Waukon. And this is capping layer on the GFS at 7 p.m. The GFS is showing a bit of a stronger cap, leading. This is more probably apparent to what will likely happen. There's been a lot of capping layer lately. And this is at 7 p.m. Saturday night, showing a very strong cap over the northeastern counties. So we'll have to see if cap could really put a kibosh on any severe weather threat, both tonight and again on Saturday. So let's finally get to it, the 0Z GFS Model Run. This is at 7 p.m. this evening, and we have a trough moving into the northwest, a ridge over the south, and we're still in this flow out of the west-southwest, and showers, thunderstorms, some severe, heavy rain. There's flash flooding, numerous flash flood warnings early this morning in the southeastern counties. Could happen again on tonight, could happen again on Saturday with another complex of storms coming from the Dakotas and Nebraska. Eastward could see showers, storms, severe weather again. All modes most probable. Sunday, showers, storms. There could be severe weather again, especially early and then in the morning and then late, and then it finally clears. Monday, we could be mainly dry, could be an isolated shower that comes wrapping around that low over far western Ontario. And temperatures will really take a tumble into the 60s. Tuesday will be quite showery with a few showers. Otherwise, it'll be cloudy and cool in the 60s. And here on Wednesday, the shower chances begin to move away, skies begin to clear, and we may actually see that big ball of brightness known as the sun. And it happens into Thursday as well. Next week, temperatures begin to warm back towards 70, maybe lower 70s as another storm system approaches, if we need more rain. And a week from today, next Friday, the 11th, big upper low over the northeast, bit of energy over Texas, trough axis moving into the far northern plains, and that means, oh yes, more showers, thunderstorms. The severe weather at this point on this run looks to be over Kansas down into Oklahoma and Texas. A couple days later, on May 15th, we now have an upper level low to worry about in the Ohio Valley that could affect our weather, mainly with the form of some showery activity, especially over the east, and cooler temperatures under the clouds. Could see 60s. If the low is far enough to the east, we could see highs in the 70s. But this is still out there ways. At the end of the forecast on May 19th, ridge over us, trough over the northeast, and some energy moving through the Canadian prairies. And it could be a shower around, and could be a tropical system off the Carolina coast, but it's way out there, and we still have several days to look at it. Thank you for tuning in to this very long weather forecast video. We'll try to have another one on Saturday.